Hello everybody. Can you smell the coconut? This fragrance that comes from the gorse magnificently. And the wind is blowing here. It's a bit of a chilly wind, even though we've had a gorgeous blue sky the last couple of days. But here's the little path going up to the beach. Hi Diane. And Maggie, what does fair roasting mean? Hi Peter. Look at this beautiful forest of gorse. Yeah, Peter, I was just inviting everybody to smell the beautiful coconut that comes off the gorse. Hello, Julie. I don't know about the hint of strawberry, Peter, but anyway, we're right here at the beach and just behind the beach and just enjoying the gorse for the moment. Hi, Rebecca Lynn. How was it in Nova Scotia today? Yeah, sunny and cold here too. I think it's supposed to be 14 degrees, but yeah, the wind chill is quite a factor, I think. Anyway, let us wander up. It's not the yellow brick road, but it's sort of a nice looking little path, isn't it? Beckoning us to the beach. Yeah, gorse is stunning. One of my sisters in Australia tells me that it's a weed over there and they pull it out, but it is rather gorgeous, isn't it? And it has such a gorgeous smell. It always reminds me of suntan cream. It's got that lovely smell. And look at this sky, everybody. Look at this sky. So welcome. I hope you've been remembering the last week. Life is what you make it. And to give generously all of Eileen's little recommendations for a full and nourishing life of service and fulfillment. Yeah, so I'm looking into the sun this way, and the path carries on. Isn't it cute? With the waving grass that we all love so much as well. Ah, Tom, hi. 45. I'm never sure of the Fahrenheits anymore. But look, here's the old path. Just flung here to the side. And then it's a more of a rougher track up to the rise. But before we go up there and see what we can see, I will love to take you down this little avenue of gorse. Then you can feel yourselves right amongst it as we wander through together. And today we're walking with some interesting cards. Now hold on to your hats, everybody. This is not very usual, but look at that. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? So first of all, we're walking with a couple of shadow qualities. Now you know Carl Jung always talked about the shadow of people, organizations. Where there's light, there's shadow. And if we don't own our shadow, the shadow's the bits of us that we can't see quite easily. We've got to bring them out into the light. Anyway, this forest of gorse is really stunning. So I do have a deck of cards called Little Devil cards. And they were created to help us shine the light on our shadows. And the first one is blame. Look at that big finger pointing. And the second one is impatience. And I had noticed that I've been very, hi Lauren, kissing out of season. Oh, when gorse is out of bloom, kissing out of season. Well, the gorse is very much in bloom as we wander through it today. But anyway, I was about to say I've been feeling very impatient recently. I don't know what it sort of comes from some dissatisfaction about something. I think it's 2 years ago I thought I was getting the garden ready for sale and that would be the last time, and here I am 2 years later getting the garden ready for sale again. And you know, I'm pretty okay about it, but let's see. Hi Gary, welcome to the gorse. Perhaps we can call this gorse heaven. We've had the snowdrops and the crocuses and the daffodils, and now we've got the gorse. But I did promise you gorse and sea, so now we'll, look, you can see me here. Hello. So we're going to go over the top, aware of the shadow qualities of blame and impatience. And Eileen talks about that today. Did you read my Facebook page? I said, I'm not going to go up the stairs because I'm a rebel. I'm going to go this little track here. Eileen says today, if you can't love certain people, the first step is to stop hating them. That made me giggle. That's a good first step. Stop hating them. Stop criticizing, get to know them. And then she said, and never blame the other person. That's the hard one. Never blame the other person for your feelings about them. That's quite profound, isn't it? Never blame the other person for your feelings about them. Yep, there it is in all its beauty and glory. To our right we have the beach huts. And over, you can't see the other coast today. There's a sort of mist over there. And over here it looks a little bit like a Japanese painting, all sort of smudged with the little mountain tops just there. So I'm going to walk a little bit along the top, and then we're going to go and get my purple wellies wet, but not let the water come over the top as it has done before. Lauren, are you still there? I hope things are well with you. And Eileen, sorry. Okay, let's go down. Let's go down. Yeah, so there's this moment when we're down in the dunes. Still windy though. Just a few clouds. Hi Marilyn. I think I said hello, Julie. I hope so. Got a bit of everything here. And I walked through Cologne Garden today. I'm going to take you there fairly soon. It's really great to see what's happening there. Big piles of soil and wood chips, and the couple of the polytunnels are being planted. Lots of men around working. They've tidied up the pond. Yeah, so it's worth a bit of a visit. Now here we have, I mean, it's coming in for high tide now, but we have enough left of the beach. This beautiful white sand. You can see how much sand has come onto the beach. Those posts there used to be quite high, and those ones. Anyway, down we go. Yeah, so think of somebody, maybe you don't hate anybody. Think of somebody you dislike an awful lot or you avoid, and wonder, what is it? Maybe it's something about them that is disowned in yourself. That's what shadow is all about, really. Yeah, these are... Whoa, it's blowing quite a wind down here. You can probably hear it. Gosh, here's a post here. Is it a post? Yeah, that's the top of a post. Wow. And here, that's a nice shot, isn't it? I can feel the coolness of the water even through my boots. Yeah, I'm sorry you're having that trouble, Peter. I have no advice for you. Look at that. Yeah, for any of you who are not near the beach, I'm glad to be able to take you there. We're all getting our feet wet, vicariously, of course. Oh gosh, I can really feel the cold. Woo! But it's so pretty, isn't it? It's like lace, scalloped lace. So lovely. I wish there were a few seals about for you, or a couple of dolphins leaping about. That would be rather nice. And all the blossoms are out at the park. That's also really magical. And the Findhorn Foundation Skio, not the trust has almost wound down completely. The Skio starts its first experience week on Sunday. At the moment there are 8 people, and I'm holding the dance and the game session on Monday afternoon. Yeah, so that's sort of exciting. It's meant purely as an experiment. You know, unless we experiment, we won't know what the need is. Yeah, the waves are gorgeous, aren't they? And it's, you know, quite a bit of beach left up here, as you can see. And the sun is up there. Oh yes, it's I definitely don't want the water to go over the top of my boots. Woo! It was lovely yesterday. I walked the 6 miles from Findhorn to Berg Head at really low tide. And then I just sat on a bench to watch the tide come in. And then I jumped on a number 32 bus back. What a wonderful day. I hope some of you can just take a day off sometimes and do something like that. Look at the little lace edges of spume here. And one of my friends was writing an email to a lot of people the other day, and he said something about there is no retirement on the inner path back home. How can we retire from life? And I think you'll all agree with me there. There's no retirement on the inner path back home. And that's what we're doing, walking each other home, back to source. And for those of you who haven't been to Findhorn, this is but a small part of the beach. At low tide, it's just humongous. Anyway, if you've thought of a person that you dislike, have a look. Don't blame them. We need to own our own responses to people. Oh, Berghead's over there in the distance. And Eileen this week also talks about loving our neighbours as we love ourselves. And of course that begs the question, how well do you love yourself? I always wonder about people who are very harsh with other people, you know, very critical and harsh. And I think, wow, are they perhaps that harsh and critical with themselves? You know, the self-critic. Well, self-critic is alive and well in most of us, I think. Gosh, look at this, all the footprints in the sand. She also talks about turning the other cheek. And that's another interesting one too, because, well, I hope that wind's not playing havoc with my voice, but my favourite angel discernment, you know, turning the other cheek. When do we stop and not turn the other cheek? When do we stand our ground and say enough? That's an interesting one. We've probably all got a different line in the sand for that. But I think there are moments when you've got to say, okay, enough. I'm out of here, or, yeah. And what's great is this weekend I wish I had time to go, but I don't. There's a workshop on restorative justice, holding restorative circles. It's a lovely Australian woman called Bridget O'Donnell, who, she was in the same non-violent communication workshop I did. God, maybe back in 2003. Oh, that's good, Diane, that you can hear me even with the wind. I'm going to do one more little foray in my wellies, and then it's a bit too windy. Look, here I am. It's a bit too windy down here. Woo! Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to head back up to the top now. But also last Monday, they had a special meditation to mark the anniversary of the opening of the new sanctuary, the Light of Findhorn Sanctuary. And then on Monday night, Eco Village Findhorn Community Benefit Society announced the new TV channel. So if you Google YouTube, Eco Village Findhorn TV, you'll see that there's quite a lot already there to do with the economics conference that happened over Easter. So that's quite a new venture, spearheaded by Dorota Owen. Yeah, lots of things. I think she's planning another conference maybe in October. But I'm looking forward to the dance festival in September. Yes, here we go now. All of you have got to push me up the steep little cliff of stones. And also, one of my favourite metaphors of Eileen's, you know, since we're now in our 7th year of walking each other home, you know, we should know Eileen's guidance off by heart. And I love the one where she's talking about leading a spiritual life. And she says, you know, you're never going to learn to swim if you don't take your feet off the bottom. That's a very famous one, I think. And A great one. Now come on, we've got to get up this hill. Ugh. There you go. Yes, if we don't take a risk and take our feet off the bottom, if we don't take a risk and trust and have faith, like me getting a wee bit impatient about, okay, universe, here I am. How do you want to use me? What's my contribution going to be now? I suppose some of you probably got the same question. But I don't really have any responsibilities, so I'm quite a free agent. So the universe can do what it wills with me. Mike Scott's got a fabulous song where he says, you know, he keeps repeating, what do you want me to do, Lord? What do you want me to do? And then right at the end he whispers, I'm listening. It's a good one. Here we are, back up to the top again. And the tide's already coming quite a way. Also, there's a great image this week also of a stagnant pond. And Eileen says, if you close your heart and you don't let the flow of love and light in, you'll be like a stagnant pond. And there's no life in a stagnant pond. We've got to be open to it. Which sometimes, you know, we want to protect ourselves, don't we? It's quite hard to stay open all the time. Look at these grasses. I bet you can feel the wind in your hair just watching this. And you can see the forests of gorse stretching back to the village and the masks in the marina. And the last thing I'll tell you about Eileen's guidance for the week is she says, you reap what you sow. Oh, Bonnie, what's your new favourite word? Not oops. Oh, spume. Well, all right, Peter, there is life in a stagnant pond, but there's no movement much because it's all sitting there and it gets all dirty and mucky. But I stand corrected. Oh, Lyda, hello. Lauren was on earlier, probably about to say hello to you. But yes, if you've just come on, you've missed. We've all been paddling in the Murray Firth. We've all been wearing purple wellies and feeling the cold water even through the rubber. And right at the beginning of this love stream, we've been through forests of gorse. But it's quite, well, it's getting to be an Arctic breeze. And it's bordering on more than a breeze. Look at that though, but the gorse stays fantastic. Well, refreshing now. Rebecca Lynn, yes, very refreshing. What's the word? There's an even better word than refreshing, which means the same but even sort of colder. Come on, somebody can think of it, can't they? What's the word? Exhilarating? No, it's not exhilarating. Anyway, Kendall, you must be on too. I must have missed you earlier. Anyway, Julie will be wandering this path in June and thinking, I've seen this before. And I guess the beach houses do look quite colourful. I see one of them there is for sale. That looks lovely against the blue sky. Well, brisk, yes, that's a good word, but it's more than brisk. It's I can't think of it. I'm getting old. Now I just came back down, and suddenly the wind abates. Whew. I can breathe a little. Yeah, see, it's so warm out of the wind. Really nice and warm. Anyway, just glut your senses on the smell of the coconut, the fragrance, the aroma, whatever you want to call it. It's so strong and heady, intoxicating almost. Yes, I sort of have some resistance to walking in the wind, Cindy. Yeah, it's very lovely. And the last thing, did I say the last thing was the last thing? Well, there's another last thing. Oh yeah, reap what you sow. And I was going to go on to say that give what you have for the sheer love of giving and for the sheer love of living. Now, Eileen's guidance, that was a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot to say it, and I love the exuberance of it. Give for the love of giving, for the sheer love of giving, and for the sheer love of living. Now, I tell you what, these walks are fabulous, aren't they? Because I was feeling a bit dour this morning. It's a great Scots word, dour. I was feeling a bit dour. I've been cleaning out a garden shed. I've been mowing the lawn. I've been cleaning the biomass boiler, getting covered in ash. And I was a bit over it. And now I just feel great. So thank you all. Aren't you lovely, you lovelies? You are my tonic. Delightful is the word, Lida. Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear the wind is cold in Maine as well. And not just here, but I'm standing on a little hillock now and looking. I can just see the roof of the captain's table there. I have to turn to be able to see your comments. Oh, Sharon, thank you. I know what these walks do for me is that I notice the little things. Sometimes I'm a person who strides through a landscape and I like the bigger picture. But these walks really encourage me to really notice the little things and really luxuriate in them. So thank you for that. It is a glorious world. You know, I love that Louis Armstrong song, What a Wonderful World. Oh, and the song I sang a couple of weeks ago, Blue Bayou, somebody asked about the singer, and for me it was Linda Ronstadt. Her version of Blue Bayou is the one I know. Good old Linda Ronstadt. I saw her in concert years ago in Sydney. She must be getting on like me, like all of us. Anyway, I love this path. Look at it snaking up there towards the hill, and now we know that over the top is the sea. So I'm going to leave you there. I need to run off and pick somebody up at the station. They're not arriving for Experience Week. They're arriving for one of Robin Alfred's They're online. They've been doing an online course for 6 months or something, and then there's an option for them to come and meet each other in person. We should have that, shouldn't we? An option for you all to descend on Findhorn and meet in person. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave you here with the gold and the blue. And look forward to seeing you next Friday, somewhere or other, maybe at Cologne. Let's see how we go. Yeah, have a great week, everyone. I concur, Susan. Oh, and Susan, I think I didn't see you before. So hello. You were probably there the whole time. Oh, gosh, Kendall, has Linda Rodstad got Parkinson's? I didn't know. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Anyway, the rest of us, let's stay healthy and alert to all the wonders around us, even when we're feeling a little dour. Lots of love from me, who's now feeling quite perky. All right, much love. Bye.